Hey there, happy All Saints Day. Today I am fixing a leak in my spa. I've got a leak that I'm assuming is a gasket right there. By my calibrated eye, this looks to be a 2-inch plumbing piping tube system. I got a pretty aggressive leak there and on the other side. So my assumption is that there's a gasket on each side of some sort. I'm not a spa guy. I don't hardly know anything about these. All I can say is that my wife got this a couple years ago, and my dear friend who lives over there passed away, and his wife sold it to my wife, and then we put it in here before I enclosed this garage area. We had the spa here for like a year or so, something like that, and it was situated right here, and everything was hunky-dory for the year and a half, maybe 2 years, whatever we got it. The only really issue I had was just getting power to it. My GFCI is right here, and then I had it going up and over, and then I had it going across the ceiling. You see the remnant there of where I had it attached. But since I enclosed this carport, I now have the power coming into this, in through the top, into this, behind that fur down, and then coming around here, around, through the outside. So the, excuse me, the penetration is right here down to, that's a splice, and then into the unit. Well, so I was messing around with this enclosure for like 6 months, and the spa was out of commission, and I just got everything going, filled it up, and I saw a leak. You can't really notice the leak because it's raining. Well, yeah, you can actually, that area right there. So there's water trickling out. It's not losing water at a very high rate. I guess it's, let me see, I had it at the light, and now, yeah, it's below the light. So yeah, it is losing water. I'd say maybe at this clip, a foot a week, roughly, which I think is a lot. So yeah, it's definitely leaking right from there. So I'm going to isolate. I think this is a gate valve, and I think that's to not let people do that when they're not supposed to. So I went ahead and isolated power. I'm gonna close that gate valve here, and then there's a gate valve over here. I'm gonna close that too to isolate, open that up, run to Home Depot or wherever that may have this gasket, or order it. And then I'll come join you when I install the gasket and see if we have sealed this leak up. I suspect I'm not the only one that encounters this, although I don't know hot tubs. I don't know anything about these. I just, my wife got it and I'm dealing with it. This is the second, time the second location for it. Like I said, we had it in there for a year and a half or something. Messed around enclosing this carport area for like 6 months. Just got it finished and recommissioning the hot tub. At first I thought maybe I didn't have it level. I made some efforts to level it with blocks and so forth underneath, but I think that was the right decision to level it. I thought maybe I'd twisted or contorted it and busted something because of that, but no, that's not the case. I think that maybe just over time, these gaskets wear out. Obviously they're hot, and it's sad. It sat for a while at my neighbor's before, and I don't think he ever used it or used it much. And then I started it up initially a couple years ago with this, and did the test. The testing is testing a couple different things: free chlorine, also alkalinity, pH, and total hardness. So I would always try to get that in the targets, which are like right in the middle. Reading this thing, it's saying I'm not sure what the units are. Oh, parts per million. Okay, free chloride, 1 to 3 parts per million, it looks like, is the target there. Then going down to alkalinity, same thing, units, parts per million, 80 to 120 parts per million are okay. And then pH 7.2 to 7.8. I know if that's way off, that's probably hard on the gaskets. And then total hardness. We have pretty hard water here. There's a lot of clay in the Brazos Valley area in Central Texas. So yeah, let me rejoin you after I get this tore off. I won't bore you with that stuff. I'll just break this down, get a gasket, and then I'll rejoin you when I get the gasket back on and close out the video. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. All right, so I went ahead and got this pipe off. I used a wrench for oil filters. Worked really well to get the union valve, the union fitting off on the right and this on the left. One thing I did notice was there was looked like some PVC glue, but it was protruding up. Like if you look at it from the side, it was protruding up quite a bit. So maybe that was helped develop the leak. But the O-ring itself was pretty nice and intact. As far as I could tell, there's no breaks, there's no cracks, there's no tears or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal it up. I went to the spa supply place and they gave me some lube tube, synthetic lubricant, PTFE, that's like Teflon, I think. So I'm gonna dope this up with this. And then for the other side, they could have ordered the gasket that would have gone in here into this little groove. However, that would have taken time and they said this will work, just go ahead and use it. So I'm gonna dope that up with, I guess, some pipe thread sealant, some good old plumber sealant. You can get this at like Home Depot, Lowe's, or wherever it's common. So I'll dope it up, put it back together. And also while I was there, I'd never put a filter in, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be done probably every year, every other year, or it depends on how much you use it. So that was never done. So I went ahead and got a new filter. I'm gonna put that in and then get everything buttoned up, back together, and I'll conclude in the final part. Thanks. All right, so now I got the new filter in and I've sealed that little 2-inch tube that's connecting the pump on the left to the heater on the right. The right side where the heater goes, there's a union. So just to review, I put a flat gasket in there because that's what they had in stock. They could have ordered the one with a little bit of a groove, but I doped it pretty good. We'll see how that goes. And then also on the other side, the O-ring seemed to be intact. There was some PVC glue that I think could have contributed to a leak there. I did see water coming out of both sides, so I figured there's trouble on each end. The right side where the union was to the heater, definitely that gasket was shot. It was broken and flaking apart and not doing very good. The other side, I guess the O-ring, seemed to be pretty good. So I just put some PTFE lube on it. I did dope the threads a little bit, closed it up. Right now I'm filling it. Let the dope and everything seal, leave it alone, and then later on come back and see how we did, then conclude. Thanks. So here we go, after the fact, under power, buttoned up, no leaks. Thanks for watching.